Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about when you get frustrated following God or doing what God, has planned for your life because you have a different plan than He does. Like your plan is something on a way different page than what God has for you. And sometimes that gets frustrating. Like all of us have this, 10-step plan, first I'm going to, go to college, or then I'm going to get married, and then I'm going to have kids, and oh, I forgot adding my dream job, as well as, traveling all over the world, and you have like all this long list of things to do. And sometimes God is like, okay, you can have the 3 kids, but you're not going to go travel all over the world. Or, okay, you can have your dream job. Okay, but you're not going to be able to start a family right away. So it's kind of always like this give and take, or, just kind of yielding a lot to what the Holy Spirit is leading you to do in your life. So what I wanted to talk about is, my own frustration. God was, it was one time in particular, for me, that I got extremely frustrated with God. Like when you just like, I'm just so tired on like a different level, like just tired. And a lot of times I don't, people don't talk about that, especially in the faith. Like what happens when you just get tired? Does God have room for me to feel frustration? Can He relate to what I'm going through? And I remember this one time I got just so frustrated, and I did like a sozo. A sozo is like a soul cleaning. It's like on a different level type of soul cleaning. It's like everything, that all the hurts, all the things accumulated in your life that people say to you, do to you, um, just everything. For me, it was like rejection, um, all kind of fear, disappointment. So you kind of take all that stuff, like from when you were like a little child, and you allow God to clean shop, and He gets in there and He cleans shop. And I remember after I had a sozo, and it's just like a counseling appointment. It's just like a counseling appointment that is more based on your relationship with God and hearing from God than, you know, normal, you know, psychiatrist appointments where you sit on the couch and be like, hey, when I was 3, this trauma happened. It's kind of something like that, but it's a little bit more, it's more Christ structured, which I really like. So I went to my sozo, and, I had been praying and stuff, and I was just like, I'm just tired, but I didn't tell them that. A lot of times when when you do a sozo, they're already praying for you beforehand, to like seek God for whatever it is that He wants you to know. So for instance, they'll have your name or whatever, and then they will, if God gives them words or whatever, then when you get on the phone with them, they'll be telling you, what God has given them for you. So sometimes that's words of encouragement, sometimes that's things that you have never told anybody, and nobody know except you and God. So it's really like accurate. It's really good. So I remember when I had my sozo, I didn't really say anything and initially, and I remember because I was going through such a frustrating time with God, because I just had this idea in my mind of how my life was supposed to go. And because it wasn't lining up like that, I just started getting frustrated, and I was just like, I need to just like, I just started airing my frustration. But it was like, God, I'm so frustrated. I can't do all this. And I was just frustrated. That's what I was doing. And I don't think that I didn't say that to anyone. It was just kind of my frustration in prayer one time when I was praying with God. And it was so funny because one of the ladies who was doing my sozo was like, uh, and mind you, I hadn't talked to her before. She doesn't, they don't know you. They just seek God on your behalf. And so she said to me, and God said, it was like something to the effects of, and God says that after you're finished having your temper tantrum, he'll still be right there. And was just like, mm. I was like, yeah, ain't that accurate? That's accurate because I was like, it was like either a day or a couple of days before. I was like, I'm sick of this. I'm tired of it. Ah. And then when she said that, and she was like, and he said he's still there, just like a father would be after his child has a temper tantrum. I just kind of straightened up, like, oh, wow, like you allow for me, God, you allow for me to be frustrated and just kind of just all over the place, and you still have patience and grace and kindness for me. That's amazing. And it just, for me, that incident just brought me closer in my relationship with Christ and closer in the understanding that, God is a father, just like a regular father gets, frustrated with their kids and tired with their kids and have to encourage their kids and have to let their kids have temper tantrums and then have to be like, okay, are you done now? Okay, now let's get back to work. Let's get back to the program. It's just like how God is. And I thank God for that because sometimes as a daughter of Christ, you need him. You need that, for Christ to be that dad and to be like, okay, Anaya, you can have your little temper tantrum. Okay, now are you done yet? Okay, now come on, let's get back here. Let's sit down. Let's get back to the program. I need you to do this, that, and the third. So it's really encouraging. And I encourage you, for me, that was really encouraging. And I encourage you that if that's your story, if you're getting frustrated with God, take it to him. He can handle it. He's big enough to handle it. So have a blessed day, guys. Bye.